Welcome to the Guided and United podcast. My name is Kendi Luan, and I'm a success and mindset coach, entrepreneur, mother, wife, and CEO mastermind expert. It is literally my passion and purpose to empower you to step into your 2.0 self and what you are called to do, creating your dream life and business and absolutely loving it all along the way. If you're looking to start your healing journey, step into your true passion-filled purpose, and create your dream life, dropping any and all limiting beliefs holding you back, then you have come to the right place. Think of this as your weekly dose of everything self-development, self-care, and self-love. Leave it to me to provide you with the tools, techniques, strategies, and resources you need to completely drop the poor me limiting belief way of thinking and to transform your mindset to start showing up as your highest version self. Step into the empowered, confident, happy, healed era, and let's make life happen for us. I know we are about to have so much fun together, so thank you so much for pressing play. Now let's get started. If you like what you hear, please don't forget to save, share, like, and follow. Hello, my beautiful friend, and welcome back to another episode on the podcast. I am so excited because this episode might be one of the most important, most life-changing things that for me, whenever I realized and learned and figured out what I needed to do in order to change it, I saw the biggest, most beautiful changes in my life just come to fruition. Things that I felt like I'd been working on my entire life started happening for me. And that was really realizing that sometimes our beliefs that we have been accustomed to as a child, that we've grown up learning, that have been passed down from generation to generation, that we picked up from our parents or teachers or family members or whoever it may have been, are things that have fucked us up so much in life. And I felt for so long, I had so much anger towards both of my parents. I held a lot of anger and just hurt, frustration towards both of them, and that played out in so much that I did in my life, especially because I tried to act like it didn't affect me. I tried to brush it all under the rug. I was definitely one of those people all my life until I really started my healing journey, like, oh, it doesn't bother me. I don't feel affected by it. Like, I don't care. I air quote that because I would say this all the time, like, oh, I don't care. And it's honestly such bullshit because it's putting up this front, and it's definitely a coping mechanism because this was my wall that I was putting up. This was my protection barrier. By me thinking that saying I didn't care was going to fool myself into actually not caring, instead it was just creating such a wall internally, like a barrier, just such frustration and anger within myself that I was holding on to because I did care. I did care so much, and I was hurt and I was sad and I was frustrated and I didn't understand certain things. And by trying to act like I didn't care or saying that I didn't care or trying to go through life just not caring, it was only making it harder because I did care so much. I wasn't doing the things that I needed to do to actually heal from this anger, frustration, sadness, whatever it was. But I was just trying to get to the point to where I actually brainwashed myself into thinking that I didn't care. So this was such a battle that I had my whole life. When I tell you, like, from childhood, my parents were divorced, and that I was already mad. Like, I was already mad at that. I felt like it was almost like it was my fault. And I've heard this so many times, like with people who grew up in a divorced home or who had divorced parents, that this is definitely a common theme, is like feeling like it's your fault or feeling like whatever it was, like that you had something to do with why the parents didn't stay together. And that is not it at all. Well, I didn't know that as a child. I didn't even think that. I just thought, like, why couldn't they have just figured it out for us? Why couldn't they have made it work for us? And I was sad. I was frustrated. I was angry. I saw my friends that had both of their parents together, and to me it looked like they had this beautiful, perfect little family. Like they had the picture perfect little world, and they had a nice house, and they had money, and they had each other, and just like the typical mom, dad, and just like a storybook picture is how I felt. And because I didn't have that, I felt like I was missing out on so much, and that I didn't have something that I really, really wanted. And just things happening like this. That was the very first thing that I feel like I ever felt this anger and frustration about as such a young child, that I can like actually remember back on, that I know is something that I struggled with. Not like, no, you can't have that toy, put it back. Like, of course, yeah. I'm sure I threw a tantrum, I was pissed. That is normal. Like, we are going to go through life with being told no, with not having everything that we want. But having my parents not be able to work it out, and not having that family dynamic that I wanted so desperately as a child, was something that I could not grasp a hold of. And that was the very first time that I really felt angry. And as long as I can remember back, I always said I would rather feel mad than sad. Like, I would rather feel angry about whatever the situation was than to let someone, something, or the situation at hand make me feel sad. Because to me, feeling sad meant I was defeated, or that I was weak, or like all of these things that I had taken in and internalized as being sad meant being weak, or I felt like hopeless. And I hated, oh my gosh, literally just like thinking of little me as a little kid. I was so angry. I was such an angry little kid, and I was mean. I was mean because I was like, nope, no one's gonna make me feel sad. I will rather be mean and mad, and instead of feeling sad, like, absolutely not. Make me sad? Yeah, right. So this carried out all through my childhood, like as much all through my childhood, into middle school, into high school. And then whenever I got into high school and started dating, it was like I didn't have, of course, great standards of how I should be treated or how a relationship should be. And mind you, it's high school, so I don't know, like, the relationships weren't, of course, like the most serious thing ever. But even then, the guys that I was attracted to or were not, it was just bad. Like, I remember having boyfriends that cheated on me, and then instead of just like breaking up with them, setting that boundary, like, absolutely not, thanks but no thanks, I'm out, I would just cheat on them back, and they would cheat on me, and then we were like, it was just a circle of why did I think that was the answer? So it was just this circle of negativity that I just stayed in instead of leaving, because I had such abandonment issues. I had fear of abandonment. I did not want to end that relationship and then to be what I felt like lonely, or to not have that person, because I was like, I would rather just deal with it. And that to me was easier than feeling lonely or feeling like another failed relationship in my life. So this literally went on for, honestly, until I got with my husband. Like, until I married my husband, I feel like I just had a terrible track record. And mind you, like, I'm sure, I know, this is not one-sided. I'm not just like blaming the men. I know that I was unhealed. I was angry. I was definitely not like, I didn't want anybody telling me what to do. I wanted to do what I wanted, and that was that. And it's like, if they were going to try to tell me what to do, I was like, absolutely not. Like, no, thank you. And it was just such a toxic environment that I was inviting in, that I was putting up with and dealing and staying with. But to me, that felt easier than not having anyone. because I was so afraid of being alone, of not having someone, of having to go through life on my own, or of just being lonely. Honestly, like I was scared to be lonely. So instead of doing that healing by myself that I needed and working through that, I just stayed in these shitty ass relationships time and time again and just was not trying to heal. And this comes back to that very first relationship that as a child you see. The very first relationship that you see is your parents. And because I saw that that didn't work and my dad was just gone and literally in his own world, I saw my mom being a single mother, raising 3 kids. She had a terrible track record for so long. And then whenever she finally did, like, she struggled with relationships herself. Like, I constantly saw her having to work super, super hard, long hours, multiple jobs, never stopped working in order to provide a living and to provide us with the things that we wanted and needed in our lives. So then I internalized that as making money is so hard. You have to work really, really hard in order to make money. You have to have 2 jobs. It's gonna be hard. I'm gonna have to be away from my kids. Like, all of these things that subconsciously, I wasn't a little kid like, oh, okay, I'm going to take this in as an internal belief. I'm going to take that in. Like, these are things that I'm going to internalize and take without me throughout my life. No, I was just seeing the environment around me, and that is what I internalized as to be true, and then went throughout life with. So this is the thing where I'm saying, like, our parents, bless their hearts, because I do love them both and I'm very grateful for them. And I saw this quote that said, like, we get so frustrated with our parents and what they did or did not do for us, and it's like, it's also their first time being a parent. Like, yes, and that, especially now as a mother, like, that, I just took it in such a different way than I feel like I ever would have before. Because becoming a mother did. Like, I had to learn to let go of so much anger that I was holding on to, so much trauma, so much hurt. Because I knew if I didn't let go of it, I would pass it down to my kids. That I was just holding on to it literally in my body, in my bones, in my muscles, my joints. Like, we internalize these things and we hold, it's like muscle memory. You store trauma in your body. And I know that, like, right now, how's your shoulders? Are your shoulders tight? Are they clenched? Is your jaw clenched? Like, what are you doing? Do a little body scan and check in with yourself. We go through our lives just taking all of these outside things around us in, and we internalize those, however it may be, and then we're just carrying that load around with us. And that's why I say healing is a never-ending thing. You're never done healing because you're always going through stuff in life. It might not be crazy and traumatic, thankfully, like a time that you once went through. But if you're driving and there's a dumb driver in front of you that slams on their brakes, so then you have to slam on your brakes, your jaw is going to clench, you're going to tighten your body, and then you may carry that through the rest of your day. So unless you sit at the end of your day, wiggle your shoulders, do some meditating, do some stretching, literally let go of that energy and say, this is no longer mine to carry. I am releasing this. I am letting go. I am grounding myself back in the present moment of peace and joy and abundance and happiness and love. Then you are carrying that with you. And it sounds so silly, but it's so true. Like, if you're not letting go of that negative energy, where do you think it's going? Like, it's just staying within you. It's storing within you. Think about the movie Inside Out. I feel like all of my examples are literally animated movies because Monroe. But I love that movie so much, and it makes me cry every single time I watch it. But think about, like, how at the end of the day, they take all of like the little colorful balls and they send them to, long-term memory. That is exactly what we do. That is exactly what we're holding onto with ourselves. So if you're not letting go of that, that's storing in your body, going to long-term memory at the end of the day, like those, whatever it is, the anger, the anxiety, the sadness, the frustration, that is storing in your body, storing in your long-term memory, and you're holding on to that. And this is why it's so, so important to fill your cup up every single day. This does not mean that you have to go pay $200+ every single day to get some self-care done. I mean, if you can and you want to, by all means, please. I'm like, do it. But this could mean the simplest thing as like taking a gratitude walk outside and just looking around and seeing like, what am I grateful for? The sun feels so good on my skin. Do some earthing, like literally take off your shoes, your socks, and put your feet on the ground and like ground yourself back into the earth. Look for treasures that you find around you. Monroe loves doing this. She's definitely a rock collector. And just little things like a gratitude walk that could take 5 minutes, that's free. You can literally just go outside wherever you are, walk around you, and just be present in that moment. Look around and see, what are some things I really like about this scenery that I may have not seen before? Like, oh, that tree looks pretty. That mountain range is really beautiful. The clouds in the sky look like this shape. Like, whatever it is that you have to tell yourself to ground yourself back in this moment and be present and grateful, and to let go of that shitty, heavy energy that we may have been carrying around throughout the day, or that we picked up throughout the day, and that we want to let go of because we don't want to store that. We don't want to internalize that. It is no longer ours to carry. We are letting it go. Just as easy as you do with the things that you're carrying throughout the day. My thing that I always compare it to is literally, I get so annoyed driving. Like, I've gotten so much better because Matt literally just makes fun of me, but I get so frustrated driving. And it's like, okay, am I really gonna let like this dumb driver ruin my whole day and make me feel like tense and mad, and then carry that into my evening whenever I get home and into my night, and not sleep as good because I'm like mad that this person drove like this? Like, absolutely not. Whenever you think about it like that, doesn't it sound so silly? Because it is. It's the same thing with holding on to heavy shit from our childhood, from past generations that we weren't even alive through, from family, from things that happened throughout our lives. Whatever it is, holding on to the things that are no longer serving you is not doing you any good. It is literally like carrying bags of sand around with you all day long and then wondering why your back hurts at the end of the day from carrying so much weight. That is what it is like. So of course, we can't just snap our fingers and be like, okay, so done. I feel so great. I'm healed. Not carrying around any generational trauma anymore. Like, woo! But you can take small steps every single day. You can do self-healing. You can do shadow work. You can do all of these different techniques that are going to help you work through this instead of just holding on to it. It's going to help you let go of these things that are no longer serving you because you are choosing to let it go. It is no longer yours to carry. You're releasing it, giving it to God, literally bless it and release it. And you are choosing to operate at a higher frequency. Choosing to be grateful for the life that you have. Choosing to come from a place of happiness and peace and abundance and operate at that frequency instead of being so angry from shit that happened 20 plus years ago. And this is what I had to do. I had to get to the point where I'm like, okay, it's like carrying around that anger from what someone did to you, however long ago that it was, or from something that you remember from your childhood, is not serving anyone. It is definitely not serving you. Learn from it, but let it go. Learn from that and know that The boundaries that you now have in place are so strong and secure and steady that you don't have to worry about feeling that way about whatever it is, learning from it and letting it go. Not carrying the heaviness from that situation. Definitely taking the learnings from it that you need to, and now having boundaries in place that feel really strong and aligned to you and support you in your healing journey and throughout your life are so much better than holding on to that anger and expecting that to be a good outcome. So this is by far one of the biggest things that have changed my life, is just really grounding into my healing journey, like being so present with myself and the feelings that I'm feeling, and recognizing them. And even if it was sadness or anger or guilt or frustration, sitting with that, learning the learnings that I needed to, taking away the learnings from that I needed to, and then saying, like, I am choosing to let this go. I learned what I needed to learn from it. It is no longer mine to carry. I am letting it go. And then literally moving that stuck energy through you, whether it be going for a walk, going for a run, doing some yoga, doing meditation, getting a massage, going to a Wreck-It room, going outside and screaming. Like, what is it that your body is needing from you in this moment to let go of that unwanted heavy energy? And I promise you, when you implement this into daily, weekly, whatever it looks like that feels really good and aligned for you, you are going to be operating at such an amazing energy. You are going to be coming from a place of such gratitude and abundance and peace and love and happiness. And it's just going to feel so much better. You deserve that. You deserve to live a happy life that you love. And the first step and a big, big part of really loving your life that you're living is letting go of things that don't feel aligned for you anymore. Letting go of heavy energy, just basking into the gratitude of all of the blessings that you have in your life in this moment, all of the people that you love and have, and opportunities and capabilities, and just coming from a place of gratitude and abundance is going to feel so much better. What can you do today to commit to shifting your mindset literally from negative to positive, basking in a place of gratitude, peace, joy, love, abundance, and letting go of any unwanted heavy energy that is no longer serving you? I love journaling prompts. Some really, really amazing, easy journal prompts that you could sit down right after you're done listening to this episode and journal on is, how am I feeling right now? What are things that I am wanting to let go of? What are things that I'm really grateful for and feel so aligned to me? How can I commit to showing up as the best version of myself? And those quick, easy, simple journal prompts literally shift your mindset from such a negative state to such a positive state immediately. Your subconscious mind is working for you, seeing like, wow, hey, she's trying to be happy. She's trying to like feel grateful and abundant. And, you know, let's just start operating in that instead. Let's start moving at a frequency of happiness instead of holding on to that. It looks like she's trying to heal. She's letting go of heavy shit. Wow, let's just start being happy. Let's start moving in a way that feels good and aligned, and let's just start making life happen for us. Like your subconscious, when you check in and you're like, okay, hey, no more negativity. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna bless it, release it. We're healing, we're grateful, we are abundant, we are blessed. Now let's have an amazing day. Today is going to be an amazing day. Things are always working out for me. I am blessed. I am grateful. I am abundant. I am a light to this world. And when you move at that frequency every single day, when you're moving in this energy, and it's just like building any habit. It becomes a habit for you, and you don't have to think about it so much anymore. It doesn't feel hard. You won't have as much resistance because it's going to be a natural thing for you. So that is all. I hope that you feel just so light now after letting go of all that heavy energy, because we let it go, no longer ours to carry. We are grateful, we are abundant, we are blessed, and we are making life happen for us. So go on the rest of your morning, the rest of your day, the rest of your night, and just have an amazing rest of your day today. Feel into this good energy. I am sending you so much love and abundance, happiness, peace, positivity, prosperity today and every day. I hope that you have a beautiful day. I would love to know what you thought of this episode. Please don't forget to rate it, review it. If you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, wherever it is that you're at, I would absolutely appreciate a review. And yes, just let me know your thoughts. I'm always so happy and grateful to hear from you, to hear what breakthroughs you had, what aha moments, what came through for you, and just to be a part of your healing journey, because it really is such a beautiful ride and you deserve it. So enjoy your day. I will see you next week on the new episode. Bye.